Welcome to LSDM. Welcome to this masterclass. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you, Habiba, for accepting our invitation. So we are restarting this masterclass sessions on a regular basis. Exceptionally, this session is being held on a Friday, but the plan is to keep meeting you on Wednesday every 2 weeks. So for updates on the next sessions, just follow us in our Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn pages, and feel free to attend. So as usually in these sessions, in the first part, Habiba will talk about her project, and then we'll open for Q&A. Feel free to write your questions in the chat in advance, or just use the raise hand tool by the end of the presentation to ask all your questions. So, and with this said, for today's masterclasses, our guest is Habiba Mohamed. She's an LSDM alumna, and she's head of marketing and sales at family business, Porsaideya for food industries. I think I said it correctly. It's a business run by her family, and we invited Habiba just to share her experience and the output of her final project in the Master in Marketing. She will tell us about how can behavioral psychology affect marketing strategies in the fashion sector, and she will be using a real case of the Palma brand. So, Habiba, thank you so much, and the stage is yours.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Marketing Masterclass in London School of Design and Marketing. I'm Habiba Mohamed Sulaiman. I'll be your speaker for today, and I'm 23 years old. I graduated from the American University in Cairo in June 2021. I studied the integrated marketing communications as a major, and I did 2 minors, one in psychology and the other one was in business administration. I found it interesting to add the psychology to my study, so it would help me to understand the consumers more. Finished my master's degree in London School of Design and Marketing last October. And I did it right after my bachelor degree for a month. Now I'm working at a Porsaideya oil factory. It's a family business, and I work as a marketeer and sales manager for our cooking oil factory. I always believe that food products are the most interesting field, so I love to observe the consumers, how they react towards the food products. I also love to deal with the consumers directly, so I will be able to get new insights from the target group. Let's move on to my final project for my master's degree. The research question that I did was, how can behavioral psychology affect marketing strategies in the fashion sector in Egypt? I chose this research question because I was curious to know the relationship between psychology and marketing, as I believe that marketeers should be aware of some psychological concepts. Also, I chose specifically the fashion sector, so I would be able to use real examples to help me to understand this relation. Starting with the brand that I chose in my final project. The brand is Palma. It's a 100% Egyptian brand found in 2016. Palma offers bags, clothes, accessories, footwear. Palma is working both online and offline. They have a physical store. The design themes in Palma are inspired by the Egyptian culture. Designs are inspired by places in Egypt called Aswan and Sinai. Those places are known for the authenticity of the values and the traditions of these places, of the designs they use. They are inspired by the Egyptian cultures. So I believe that Palma integrates some psychological concepts in their marketing strategies due to the designs are inspired by the Egyptian cultures, which means this motivates Egyptians and non-Egyptians who are interested in the Egyptian culture to buy the product. So the reason behind it, there is a concept in psychology known as similarity, where people feel that they fit when there is something in common between them and the brand. So here is some examples of the designs that Palma's offering. As you can see, the designs are colorful and unique.
This is a brand that you regularly buy, Habiba?
Yeah. Me and my friends and my sisters, people in my age.
Okay.
Okay, starting with the target group, the segmentation, I will give you a brief. The demographics that Palma is targeting both the genders, and the age group is young adults, which means that they are from 18 to 30 years old, and the social class is middle one. For the geographic, Palma is located in Egypt, and for the psychographic, the lifestyle of the target group, they are trendy, and their personality, they are loyal, sociable, outgoing, trendy, and calm, and they are interested in fashion. This is for their interests. And for the behavioral, the target group buying behavior is consistency. I focused on 4 main objectives and goals that I was trying to reach during my research. Starting with increase the brand awareness. This will be done when Palma posts on Instagram posts related to their collection and to announce about the new product line. Secondly, the increase the brand loyalty. This will be done by offering the right incentive for the target group. The customers will feel loyal to the brand when their needs and wants are satisfied. So Palma will always try to be up to date with the new trends and fashion globally and in Egypt. Number 3 is to improve the shopping experience. This will help Palma to understand the decision-making process for the consumer, and this will be done through market research, primary research, questionnaire, interviews, and focus groups. And the last goal was to maintain quality, and this is the most challenging goal. As I did an interview with the founder, and he highlighted that the materials used in the bags is leather, high quality, in order to stay for a long time without damage.
May I interrupt you, Habiba, just to ask a quick question? So regarding these were the 4 objectives that you defined during your project. So
yeah.
Okay. And you managed to get the yes, go ahead.
Okay. I found these were the most interesting findings that I got from the survey I did. I picked the top 3 that I found interesting, starting with the first question, which was what makes you feel loyal to the brand? And 57% answered that they feel loyal to the brand when the brand maintains its prices. And the second question was, do they prefer to use psychological pricing strategy? Psychological pricing strategy is like to use the $7.99 instead of writing that the price is $8. And 59% agreed that this type of pricing strategy may affect their decision-making process. The third question was how the target group purchased Palma products, and 66.7% said that they use Palma's website, which means that the target group prefers to do online shopping instead of going to physical store. For the action plan, in this phase, I will be the marketing consultant for Palma. So starting with the promotion, after going through the literature review, the primary, the secondary research, I found that it's better to use more than one promotional strategy with the target group. I suggest that Palma can do discounts on some selected items. Also, they can give some giveaways. And lastly, I think that they can do loyalty cards for the VIP clients. This is a good way to promote the product. For number 2, which is the loyalty, consumers feel loyal when the prices are stable, as mentioned in the survey. Also, as I mentioned, that the psychological pricing strategy the consumers prefer. So the target group also love to feel that they belong to the brand. So the marketing team should always involve the consumer in order to make them feel loyal. And for sure, they should take care of the quality. For the pricing, as I mentioned, the psychological pricing is the most preferred by the target group. And for the competitors, the most competitive brands that are preferred by the target group were Zara and Pull&Bear and H&M. So I suggest that the marketing team for Palma should always be aware of what the competitors are offering in terms of the pricing, the promotion strategies that they are using, where do they place the product. They always should track this. For the platform, Palma's website is the most common used by the consumers, so Palma should always work hard to maintain the quality of the website and make sure that it's a user-friendly one. For the literature review, the studies prove that the digital marketing is now a very important tool of communication between the business and the consumers. So Palma should always make sure that their social media platforms and websites are active and they are communicating with the target group. Also, the studies prove that while the marketing team is choosing the color of the product, they should study the color, the psychology behind each color, as each color reflects a part of the consumer's personality. Moving on to the conclusion. To conclude, after going through all the phases of this research project, my research question was answered, and there is proof that there is a direct relationship between marketing and psychology. As the main aim of the business is to prove that their brands are the best for the consumers. So marketeers should work hard in order to reach this goal. Palma's marketing team should always study their target group well in order to make sure that they are satisfying them. And this can be done by doing surveys, interviews, focus groups, doing competitor analysis, study, and have a detailed marketing analysis. So they will be able to track the market and offer a unique selling point that keeps the business ahead of the competitors. So at the end, I would like to conclude that psychology and marketing both should be integrated while setting a business plan. So this gives a business a positive and better future on the long term. I have two questions for the audience. So the first question is, do you agree that marketeers should study psychology, and why?
Guys, feel free to use the chat box. Meanwhile, I have a question for you, Habiba. So when you were going through your presentation, you mentioned a survey that I would like to understand more. Who was the audience of this survey?
The audience of the survey was the same as the target group. They are the same age, both the genders, middle class. They're located in Egypt. They love
Yes, that's
fashion.
one of the questions. So geography was Egypt. So you just target your survey according to the personas that you identify when you were doing your research, right?
Yeah, I was while I was doing my survey, I was making sure that it's the same as the target group, same as the Palma's target group.
And my other question is also related with the information that you had for supporting your presentation. So you were showing us what were the target groups, the brand, the unique selling proposition of the brand. So how did you manage to get all that information? Is Palma a brand that you use, that you follow? Did you have some kind of connection with the company? They provided you some information, you use another source, you use public sources. What tools did you use?
Okay, I personally I'm using Palma, so I'm following them on social media. And I know a friend who's working there, so when I have any question or have anything, I ask my friend. Also, from the literature review, I was searching generally for the fashion sector in Egypt, but it helps me to get insights about Palma and other.
Okay, so we have some answers in the chat box.
Mhm.
Pamela, who was already a guest of ours in one of our open days, if I'm not mistaken. Hi, Pamela. She says yes.
Yeah, people agreed that they
Yes.
follow too.
So Elitsa says it's absolutely essential for marketing and communications professionals.
Mhm.
It is already integrated in media and communication studies for media research and campaigns and strategies, etc. And Ans is also agreeing, saying that psychology can help you understand the consumers. Why? The question why, yes.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
Should we go to the second question, or do you want to add some more to this?
No, I can go to the second one. Tell me an example when psychology is used in marketing. Do you see a product where do you realize that there's a direct relationship? If you have any, please share.
Play of words,
Yeah.
neuromarketing, yes, Elisa. And also, I would like to add a concept that it was not approached by you, which
Mhm.
is related also to psychology, which
Mhm.
is nudge. It's just giving a small push for, in this case in marketing, can be used just to make sure, or it's by nudging, we are pushing people to react the way we want. This is Hans is saying CTA. Hans, can you elaborate on this, please? Feel free to open your mic.
Sorry, afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Speaking on call to action regarding ads, to create a sense of urgency within an ad. So sometimes if there's no sense of urgency, sometimes people will delay in responding or giving the response that you want them to, or the action that you want them to have towards the specific ad.
Mhm.
Yes, and you may push people with deadlines or just having a strong CTA without a deadline, but making sure that they act. Elisa, do you want to share, Elitza, sorry, do you want to share your opinion here with us? Because on the chat, what you were mentioning, neuromarketing. Pamela is also adding, yes, psychological pricing. This is one of the strategies that Palma is doing, right, Habiba?
I can't hear you, please.
Psychological pricing is
Uh-huh.
one of the
Yeah,
comments that Pamela was
yeah,
doing.
yeah. Writing $7.99 instead of $8, people feel that they saved a lot.
And Palma is doing this also?
Yeah, but
Okay.
in Egyptian pounds, you know.
So I was talking about nudging. Nudging is a concept that was touched by economist Richard Thaler. It's also applied to marketing. Sometimes when it's not for the right things, they may call nudging a more nasty name, but it's also it also works with our decisions in buying. Elisa is sharing that yes, I find neuromarketing very exciting for the future of marketing. Is it is entirely based on psychology. Sorry, I'm trying to read in two different screens. Um, did you touch neuromarketing topics on your project, Habiba?
No, mainly I was focusing on others that I mentioned. Mainly, the key thing is the pricing strategy, the psychological pricing strategy, the color of the product that reflect the people's personality. These were the most interesting parts about psychology that I got out of my research.
Okay. Does anyone want to share a question on chat? Otherwise, I will start doing some more questions to Habiba. Habiba, you were saying that in your research you found out that Palma's revenues were almost through e-commerce. Do they
Yeah,
have physical stores?
yeah, they have 3 physical stores, 2 in the city and the other one in beach area or summer.
And
Mhm.
and regarding the consumer experience in stores, it's aligned with the brand. It's coherent. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The physical store called Palma, in malls, one in mall, one in main street, and the other in the coastal places. But people still prefer to open their website and buy products online. They still prefer to use this type. I think because
that's really interesting.
of the age. You know, people prefer to use their mobile phones and have online shopping based on the age, the target, the lifestyle. There are a lot of aspects. So that's why they believe online shopping.
Yes, from what I realized, you had a close connection with someone in the company, right?
Mhm.
Just a curiosity. By the end of the project, did you share your conclusions with them? What
Yeah, yeah,
was,
for sure. The action plan. Yeah, yeah, I shared my action plan and they like it, and they told me that they're working on some of the points.
mm-hmm. That's
Uh,
really good.
yeah, a friend of mine, so I sent him the presentation, the whole paper.
Mm-hmm.
So
And you
yeah,
managed to interview the CEO, right?
yeah, I had a question. It was a call.
Through the phone, but
Yeah,
still, it's an
so,
interview to the CEO.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
well done.
Mainly, I was asking about how they maintain the quality, and yeah, I liked that the quality of the bag is a pure leather, in order to make it better for people, to make the experience better. Someone,
Yes. Pamela has a question.
uh,
Feel free to open your mic, Pamela.
mhm.
Hello. I have a question regarding the results that you came up with. It shows that the targeted people who responded to your survey were price sensitive. Can we
Uh,
know about the company that you studied? Is it integrating low cost, differentiation strategy? Because you just said that the main competitors for this company is Zara and
mhm.
many others like
Yeah,
Zara. So it's mainly not a low pricing strategy.
but
Can you
it's
tell
not
us more
the
about that,
prices.
please?
Yeah, for sure. The prices, يعني, I was making sure that they are not targeting Gucci, Versace. You know, they were targeting Zara, H&M. The price is about 1,500 Egyptian pound. Same for Palma, almost same price. I mean that the target group weren't targeting Dior, Chanel. They were targeting the average.
Yes. However, the main topic was about psychology. I believe the feedback from the respondents were more into price psychology, right?
Yeah, the price strategy, as I mentioned, to use that, it cost 1,499 Egyptian pound instead of writing. It's using 1,500 Egyptian pound. It's a psychological thing that people are affected to. Zara also in Egypt is doing this. They're writing it's uh, 899 Egyptian pound instead of
Mhm.
writing 900 Egyptian pound.
So the majority of brands is using pricing strategies or psychological price strategies to
Yeah,
gain consumers.
yeah.
What about the
Competitors are using.
colors? Where
Mhm.
did you get information to reach that conclusion?
So from a literature review, a study, um, a study said that the color of the product reflects a part of the person personality. So as I mentioned that the brand designs are inspired by the Egyptian culture. So there are colors in the Egyptian culture as the um, the brown. You know that in Egypt there's a lot of sand. Desert,
Yes,
desert,
the browns,
the brown.
length of colors. Yes.
Yeah, so that the colors are used because it's a part of the personality. We don't have a green areas, a lot of green areas.
Yes, and Elitsa is also heading that the color choice, for example, is part of the human brain perception and the association of product quality, for example. So I'm not sure if I'm reading this correctly, Elitsa. Color choice, for example, is part of human brain perception of color and the association of product quality, for example. So is pricing, so every aspect goes back to the psychology principles. Yes, very interesting research, Habiba. And also it's not only about the brain, but as you were mentioning, it's also about the culture. But you were saying that Palma also had non-local customers, international
People
customers.
who are interested in the Egyptian culture.
Oh,
They
okay.
love to read about the Egyptian culture. They know about the culture, the traditions, and the values. These also are the
But
target.
are these clients a big part of the revenues, or they are just okay? Okay.
Yeah, little, mainly Egyptian. Young.
Yes. And is there any plan for expanding, for going
Yeah,
international?
yeah, they're planning, but Egypt now is facing economic crisis. So I think maybe later.
I think it's not only Egypt.
The
Here in
whole
Europe, we are still having some troubles.
and Egypt too. So I
Yeah.
think maybe later, yeah, when things get better.
Pamela is saying that it's the same in Lebanon. Unfortunately, it's
Everywhere.
not a good time for, I think it's for the entire world.
Not a good time.
Yeah. Just two more questions. One is about what were the main barriers that you faced when you were doing the project? Do you
Okay.
recall that? Do you have any advice to your colleagues? Because we have here some alumni, but also some current students. So if you could share some of your pain with them, I think they will appreciate. And
I
how
think
did you overcome this?
one of the most challenging things that after pandemic we don't have the luxuries to have face-to-face meetings, and I always prefer to have a directly and face-to-face meetings with people. So now it's Zoom online. I think this was the most challenging part, to get everything through internet screen, cannot see people directly. These were the most challenging thing, and I don't know how to get over it and to come over it. I think there is no solution after pandemic right now.
Not even when you needed to set the objectives and the questions for your project? Was that not a problem for you?
Problem was choosing the research question. I was
Ah.
it was the relationship between marketing and psychology, and they said no, it's very vague, you have to go deeper. So I chose the
Yes.
behavioral psychology. They said you have to go deeper, so I chose the fashion sector. They told me I have to go deeper, so I chose Egypt. So the process of
Okay.
going through the research question from marketing and psychology to the fashion sector in Egypt, the behavioral psychology, everything.
What about the tools that you had available?
The tools,
Yes, because the tools that you have, the resources that you have on campus that may help you during the project,
I
did you
use
use it?
yeah, the library that's offered by the LSDM. I did the literature review part through it. So I advise the students to use it. It's a scientific researches, and yeah, it was beneficial to use the library used offered by the LSDM.
Okay, so do I have any more questions? Guys from the audience, please share your comments or questions with us. What about the presentation? When you did your presentation, how was it? You did it online, of course.
Yeah, this one?
Yes,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
project, your final project presentation.
Yeah, I did it online using PowerPoint and Zoom also, and my professors was attending, and they gave me a lot of comments. So yeah, it was nice.
Okay.
Last October.
It was last October, so perhaps we can meet in July for the graduation.
Hopefully.
Okay, because we already have the dates for the graduation in London. It will be July, if I'm not mistaken, 3 and 4. We still don't know which days for the BAs and for the MAs, but for sure we will meet there finally in person, as you
face-to-face
prefer.
as well.
Yes, face-to-face is always better.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone else has questions. If not, I think we can close the session.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
Here, if you
Yes.
have any questions, send me. Thank you, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us for this masterclass. We will have another alumni masterclass in 2 weeks, but on Wednesday. Just follow us in the social media. And just a quick challenge for you. If you want to search for nudge and sludge and find the difference, it were the concepts that I was saying about behavioral economics that may be used in marketing. Or when they are used in marketing, they are not sometimes very good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you a lot. See you in next 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye.